Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. We welcome you to our center, and we'd like you to join us with singing our first sing-along song, which is More Than Enough. As soon as we get our words up there, it's a song by Daniel Nahmad. There we go.
There is more than enough in the universe that you created. There is more than enough on a planet of sacred design. There is more than enough for humanity made in your image. Why would I worry? Why would I doubt? Why would I ever think I'd go without? Why would I worry? Why would I doubt? Why would I ever think I'd go without? Your infinite love made me, made everything I see, and all that will ever be is your infinite love. Let my soul know the truth, whatever I choose to do, your infinite love will prove more than enough. There is more than enough in the universe that you created. There is more than enough on a planet of sacred design. There is more than enough for humanity made in your image. Why would I worry? Why would I doubt? Why would I ever think I'd go without? Why would I worry? Why would I doubt? Why would I ever think I'd go without? Your infinite love made me, made everything I see, and all that will ever be is your infinite love. Let my soul know the truth, whatever I choose to do, your infinite love will prove more than enough. Your infinite love made me, made everything I see, and all that will ever be is your infinite love. So let my soul know the truth, whatever I choose to do, your infinite love will prove more than enough, more than enough, more than enough.
Yes, all right. I'd like to introduce our musicians this morning. Excuse me. We have on guitarra, Ed Cusby. On the drums, Mr. David Page. On bass, Mr. Bill Dixon. I'm Diane King Van here at the keys. Our song leaders are Wade and Kimberly Wooldridge. Our soloist this morning is the wonderful, delightful Denise Rosier. And we'd like you to stand now, stretch those legs out, and join us on one more sing-along song written by our very own Alan Dale called I Am Enough.
If ever I fly, God knows why, the mind that knows all will not let me fall. When I feel blind, God's light shines through you and me as harmony. I am enough, I'm made of God's stuff. I go with the flow, and God lets me know that the balance of life is a dance of love. Though good may seem far, it's near as you are. Though bad may be near, it will disappear. In the middle of this, I have found bliss. Through you and me as harmony. I am enough. I'm made of God's stuff. I go with the flow, and God lets me know that the balance of life is a dance of love.
And time to meet and greet your neighbors. And get ready to sing one more verse with us. Whenever I fail.
Whenever I fail, God fills my sails. And when I succeed, it's not only me, it's the limitless light that makes it all right. Through you and me as harmony. I am enough. I'm made of God's stuff. I go with the flow, and God lets me know that the balance of life is the dance of love. I am enough. I'm made of God's stuff. I go with the flow, and God lets me know that the balance of life is a dance of love.
Good morning. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, Capistrano Valley. I'm Heather Clark. I'm the senior minister here, and I'm so happy you chose to be with us today. Our church has a mission. Our mission is to grow it into our divine potential individually and collectively, revealing spiritual truth and inspiring awareness of spiritual awareness in our community. What a great mission. So today we have a wonderful program for you, and we begin everything with prayer. So please join me. In this sacred moment of now, I remind myself that there's God and nothing else, that this mighty moving power is that power of life itself. It is the desire, the divine desire that brought me here this morning. So I make a bold declaration for each and every person here that spirit that brought them here did so on purpose. There is something significant, profound, meaningful, heart-opening for every single person who hears this message, who hears this music, that connects with this energy of love this morning. I know that this is already the truth, for there is only this one, that God is, revealing itself through and by means of each one of us, by the message, by the music. So what I declare for each one is a receptivity, a willingness to be teachable, to be open, to hear things in a new way, even if they've been heard before, and to especially hear new things, new ideas, and allow those ideas to touch the mind, open the heart, and bless the body. I know that this is already the truth for each one of us, and I'm so grateful that this is so. With my heart filled with gratitude, I simply place this word in the action of divine mind, of law, and please help me anchor it by saying with me, and so it is. And now I'd like to invite Fred Mercado to come forward. He's going to help me with the announcements.
Good morning. All right, lots of great activities reflecting the terrific energy we have in our congregation. So I'll start off with Conscious Connection. led by my beautiful wife, Patty, today at 12 o'clock. So the way it's going to work is at 11:30 when we end the service, we have some food for all you people. So you will have something to eat before. And then at 12 o'clock, then Patty will start Conscious Connection for 1/2 hour. And then at 11:30, we'll launch into 12:30. Thank you. We'll launch into our wonderful seminar with Edwin. So moving on, Wednesday, we have a Wednesday service, and it will be the first law of prosperities. There will be testimonials by Aiden, Hans, Doris, Daryl, and Reverend Bruce, and Dr. Heather. Lots of activity.
Their classes have started. Classes are the lifeblood of spiritual growth. Reverend Patty's class is closed because it's now you can't join that one, but you can still join Reverend Arpad's and my classes. My class is the foundation of the science of mind. It's only class 3 out of 10, actually 11, because we have a Saturday seminar in there. This is a must-do for any new student on the spiritual path. So I invite you to sign up. Please do put your name on the kiosk so I can make more materials for you. So that is happening, and we're very pleased it is. So Monday and Tuesday classes are open. Monday at 7, Tuesday at 6:30. So come early because then you can leave early. There's a business networking group that's starting on Wednesday, November 18th at 7 a.m. for you early birds. But it's a great way to share ideas with one another about your business and to promote each other's businesses. So Aiden Greeny is the key person in that. Also coming up next Saturday, the 31st, is a memorial service for our wonderful dear friend, Mary Didelow, 2 p.m. We want to be here to celebrate her life with her. She was very clear that it would be a celebration, and so yes, it will. Back to you, Fred.
Okay, for those of you on Sunday now, we're able to address your body, mind, and soul. So because of the gift of Dr. Jane, on Sunday morning at 9 o'clock, we offer Tai Chi for your body. At 10 o'clock, we offer meditation for your soul. And then at 10:30, our service will address your mind with a message and music. Let's see. No, one more thing for me. So next Sunday, November the 1st, a really special day in the life of our church community. It's a special event. There'll be a ceremony, and after the announcements, read your invitation in your bulletin. Other things that are happening, holiday brunch on December the 6th. If you're going to display anything for the holiday brunch, please sign up on the kiosk. Not a lot of time left over. Other things that are happening in our community, there's solar project, shifting sands, men's group, women's group, and community outreach, all in your handouts.
So take that handout home and read it cover to cover. You'll be so happy you did. I would like to invite you to really make sure that you're coming to the workshop this afternoon. It's at 12:45, and our teacher is exquisite. You'll see in just a few minutes, and she has some tapes, some CDs and books with her, and some other product affirmation cards, and that will be available right after the service and after her and during her seminar. So just take a look at that table. Now I would like to acknowledge last week's flowers. There was an error. Last week's flowers were from Liza and Dr. Dan to honor Zane, Emma, and Echo. And we're so grateful for those beautiful flowers. So let's acknowledge last week's flowers for the right people. And then this week's flowers are to acknowledge our 3 newest practitioners, but there are only 2 here because our 3rd one is in Michigan. This is her due date for her baby. But so to honor Jill Burnett, Karen Meyer, and Amy Greenroyd, we're so grateful to have these wonderful practitioners in our community. And now Fred is going to lead us in the affirmation. So back over to you, Fred.
All right, so I'll read the affirmation for today. I am the infinite in the finite, and the finite in the infinite, fully expressing life. I activate the law of circulation by joyfully giving back to my source a portion of the good I have received, in gratitude to source for being my supply. And so it is. So if you'll join me. I am the infinite in the finite, and the finite in the infinite, fully expressing life. I activate the law of circulation by joyfully giving back to the source a portion of the good I have received, in gratitude to source for being my supply. And so it is. Thank you.
Fred. And now please welcome Denise Rosier.
You are the light in a darkened room, the rain on a desert floor. Love beating in the heart is hard, calm to a raging storm. You're the miracle of miracles, moving through everything, and you move in me. You move in me. You are the bread to a hungry soul, life with the truth laid bare. The moon that glows with the light of the sun, but even that can't compare. You're the wonder of wonders, shining through everything, and you shine in me. I am alive with your love, oh God. You are high and lifted up. I am alive with your love, oh God. You are high and lifted up, pure and holy. I am solely what you've made me with your love, oh God. I am the precious sacred gift you have opened up, like the stream that fills from the edges of an overflowing cup. You're the blessing of blessings, flowing through everything, and you flow in me, flow through me. I am alive with your love, oh God. You are high and lifted up. I am alive with your love, oh God. You are high and lifted up, pure and holy. I am solely what you've made me with your love, oh God. I am alive with your love, oh God. You are high and lifted up. I am alive with your love, oh God. You are high and lifted up, pure and holy. I am solely what you've made me with your love, oh God. I am alive with your love, oh God. You are high and lifted up. Pure and holy, I am solely what you've made me with your love, oh God.
Denise Rosier.
Thank you, Denise. That was perfect. What a wonderful song. What a great voice. Whoa. And thank you, band. I am so excited to introduce our guest. She's very dear to me and has been for a long, long time, has influenced me in many, many ways in my life, particularly on this topic, prosperity, that she will be speaking on. I'd just like to say a little bit about her, that she has a wonderful retreat center in Valley Head, Alabama. Rock Ridge, Valley Head, Alabama. Rock Ridge Retreat. Okay, I knew I'd get it eventually, being coached. It's a beautiful retreat center, and if you have an opportunity to partake of it, I highly recommend it. Edwene is a magnificent teacher and seminar leader. She is a master prosperity teacher, and she has made a commitment about that. She will tell us about that, I'm sure. She is also a master fire walker, and that was the most amazing thing to me. I did not think that I even wanted to walk on fire until I was there at her retreat, and there I was. And I will tell you this, I can do anything I choose. I walk on fire. Please welcome the wonderful, the amazing, speaking on the secret of permanent prosperity, Reverend Edwene Gaines.
And she did walk on the fire, honey. She did it. She got the title of Alabama's Hot Mama. I'm so happy to be here. First thing I want to do is acknowledge this magnificent music team. The vocalists, the instrumentalists. I want to give them all our highest Alabama compliment. Are you ready for this, darling? What we say in Alabama is, this morning, sugar, you about blew my dress up. Whew. Good stuff. What a lovely day. Do you realize with me how privileged we are to be right here together in this holy place on this precious day? To be able to come together in peace, to share and celebrate life. I'm so deeply aware of it right here. I feel something marvelous is happening in this ministry, and I'm very honored and grateful to be a part of it. My name is Edwene Gaines, and what I want you to know about me is that I am a woman of power, and I'm a woman of passion. I care deeply about you and me and all of our brothers and sisters on planet Earth, and it's my full intention to make a difference on this planet. In 1976, I made a commitment to the Lord of my being, the goddess within me, that I would be 100% responsible for the transformation of the abundance consciousness of planet Earth. In the last 35 years, I've traveled around the world about 250 days a year. This year, I've been focusing more on my retreat center, on my writing and producing videos, but I am still traveling. I love to teach prosperity. It absolutely changed my life when I learned these prosperity principles. Several years ago, I wrote a book called The 4 Spiritual Laws of Prosperity, a simple guide to unlimited abundance. I understand some of you have been reading that book. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm happy to have you as a co-equal laborer in this task that we're doing together. When I first set myself with that intention, I didn't have the foggiest notion of how to do that. You know, how do you change the prosperity consciousness of the entire world, for God's sake? So I said to my teacher, I don't know what I'm doing. You ever done that? And she said to me, but Edwene, you didn't know how to do puberty either, honey. Did you? Consciously, I didn't know how to be born. Consciously, I did not know how to give birth to a child. And somehow I was able to do those wonderful things. So a lot of times the mystics will tell you knowing how to do something is the booby prize. The prize is doing it. Deep breath now, because I'm getting ready to get serious with you. In this book, The Four Spiritual Laws of Prosperity, if you have it, I'd love to sign your book for you today. I talk about my journey from real holes in my shoes kind of poverty, not being able to feed my baby kind of poverty, just getting by, putting up with, making ends meet, living from paycheck to paycheck. Anybody know what I'm talking about? And that's not living. That's just existing. And I knew there had to be a better way. And so I began a study. It's my own private study. I was not in any kind of a religious or spiritual discipline at the time. I'd left behind the wonderful fundamentalist church in which I had been a member for many years, and left in my teens because it didn't make sense to my soul anymore. And in that experience, I got a wonderful Bible background. For that, I will always be grateful. But I knew there had to be a way to prosper abundantly, or the teachers, the master teachers throughout the ages would not have said, I've come that you might have life and life abundantly. They wouldn't have said that. I don't believe they lied to us. I believe there had to be a way. So I began to study. Now, I couldn't buy books. I didn't have the money. I barely had enough money to eat. Many days, my daughter and I lived on a diet of peanut butter and crackers for weeks at a time because I just didn't have the money. And I'm working hard. I'm not a lazy person, and I'm not a stupid person. I have all sorts of impressive looking pieces of paper that say I know an awful lot about some very unimportant stuff. And I was working 2 jobs, folks. I'm not lazy. I couldn't work any more than that and be any kind of a mother to my child. And I was furious that I couldn't make it. So I began to go to the library, check out the books, and I would read Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, and anything Norman Vincent Peale had out there. They had one Catherine Ponder book. I don't know if you're familiar with her. Fantastic prosperity teacher and writer. She's been my mentor now for over 30 years. I read Claude Bristol's book, The Magic of Believing. Anything I could find. And they did have a little book by Charles Fillmore called Prosperity. Now, Charles Fillmore is a co-founder of the Unity Movement. I've been a Unity minister now for 36 years. But, you know, if you see any difference between the Centers for Spiritual Living and Unity, please don't tell me, okay? Because to me, we're all here saying the same thing using different language, different metaphors, yeah? So what I would do, I would get these books out of the library. They're very interesting, very good, very powerful books. And I'd get to the chapter on tithing, and I'd skip that and go to the next one. That doesn't apply to me. Tithing? Are you kidding me? God doesn't need my money. And besides, that's an Old Testament law. And I know it's a trick to get my money, and they're not going to get it because I'm smarter than they are. As I said, with holes in my shoes. So there came a time where I had been doing other things, practicing the other spiritual laws, but I came to that point where it's got to work better than this. What am I missing? Well, very clear. So I went back and I decided I'm going to read every single scripture in the Bible about tithing. Got me a little Bible concordance from the library, and I read every single scripture in the Bible about tithing. When I came to the one in the book of Malachi, that's the last book in the Old Testament. A lot of people think Malachi was the name of a man, maybe a prophet, but Malachi was not a proper name. The word Malachi translates as angel. So in that book, chapter 3, verse 10, there is this. Now I'm going to do the King James Version. Bring ye all the tithes into the storehouse. Hear that word. Bring all the tithes into the storehouse, that there may be meat in mine house, says Jehovah, Lord of hosts. And prove me now, if I will not open you the windows of heaven and pour you out a blessing, that there shall not be room enough to receive it. I read it again. What is this, a joke? I mean, get a clue, God. We're not eating now 10%. Are you kidding me? The word tithe means a tenth. And it's bring your tithe to the storehouse. What is the storehouse? Where do I take my tithe? Where's the storehouse? And after praying about it, I got this answer. The storehouse, for me, is where the food is kept. So you take your tithe where you're getting your spiritual food. to prove to yourself that you believe that God is your source. Not that God doesn't care. I get the question many times, well, Edwin, is it really wrong of me not to tithe? I just don't want to. Is it really wrong? We're not talking right and wrong here. We're talking cause and effect. We're talking about what works. No, it's not wrong. God loves you just as much if you don't tithe. But it's like standing in front of the water faucet and saying, I'd like some water, but is it wrong of me not to get a cup? Folks, you've got to find out for yourself what works. So I challenge you to begin to give it a go, at least for 6 months. That's what I did. As scared as I was, I finally came to that place where I said, okay, God, I'm going to do this tithing thing, but I'm only going to do it for 6 months. Now, if you can't prove yourself in my life in 6 months, I'm sorry, big fella, that's all you got. And I said, and that's not all. The windows of heaven better open. And so I began. The first 3 months I tithed, nothing much happened. Somehow we did eat. They didn't turn off my electricity. I did a lot of affirmations such as creditors can't eat me. Creditors can't eat me. At the end of 3 months of acknowledging that I know. Now I didn't really know, but I was pretending to know. I was acting as if I was pretending to believe. I was affirming. I was giving because I wanted to keep my commitment and I wanted to prove God in my life. You understand that scripture where it says, prove me now? That's the only place in the entire Bible where you're invited to prove God. Every other place, God is a given. But here it says, you can prove God in your life if you will do this. Well, now, wouldn't you want to know? Instead of just, running out and praying when you're sick, just knowing that God is your ever-present, loving guide, guard, protector, whatever that indwelling energy is, whatever that spirit is within you, expands when you begin to tithe. Charles Fillmore in his book Prosperity says the moment that you begin to acknowledge that God is your source with your tithe, in that holy moment, your faith is increased 100-fold. Just imagine what you could do with 100-fold more faith than you have right now. So at the end of 3 months of tithing, my income doubled. At the end of 6 months of tithing, my income had tripled. Well, I wasn't going to stop there because something was happening here. At the end of my first year of tithing, I was receiving from the universe over $100,000 a year. Now, folks, this was 40-something years ago. That's a whole lot more money than it is today. I had, at the end of that first year, 2 of my own businesses. I didn't know how to do business. God and I opened these businesses, and they were very successful. Didn't have a clue what I was doing. I asked God about every decision. At the end of that first year, I had a brand new home in the fanciest part of town, elegantly decorated. I had a brand new white Cadillac convertible, most ostentatious big old bus you ever saw in your life, and I loved it. I felt like the homecoming queen every time I got in it. You see, your desires are holy. That's another one of the laws. You got to set goals. You got to say what it is that you want. Charles Fillmore says that desire is the onward impulse of the ever-evolving soul. That desire that you have for anything, I don't care if it's for a big, ostentatious white Cadillac convertible, or if it's for a gold toothpick, or a Harley with your leathers and your tattoo on your tush. God doesn't care. He doesn't care. He just wants you to be happy. Actually, she just wants you to be happy. Yes. So, in case I'm being too subtle, my job is to get you to tithe. Because I know that you're missing out on a wonderful life experience, the pure knowing that God will always provide. And God has done that since the first day that I began to tithe. Not sometimes as fast as I wanted that income to come, but I had to learn. I had to learn how to think bigger and how to do my inner work, setting goals, forgiving. Oh, that's a huge one for so many people. Again, the question comes up, but Edwin, I really don't want to forgive. Is that wrong? No, honey, it's not wrong. It just doesn't work. is not going to make you happy. It's going to make you ugly and boring and very uncreative because you're spending all your time worrying about what you did in the past. Honey, you did the best you knew how to do. If you'd known better, you would have done better. Get off it. And what they did to me, oh my God, if you only knew, I don't care. I don't care. Because everything that has ever happened to you and to me has been for our good. Whether we'll accept it or not, it's for our good. If you've ever heard that experience, you create your own reality. The life that you're living right now is the life that you created with your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions. If you want a different kind of life in the future, you've got to change your thoughts, your feelings, your words, your actions. And today is a great day to begin. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit more about forgiveness and tithing and goal setting and getting on purpose with your life this afternoon. But I want to go back to the forgiveness piece. I'm writing a book on forgiveness right now, and it's really high up for me. One of the things that I do every single night before I go to sleep is I ask myself in prayer, have I put anyone outside my heart today? And usually I have. There's some poor soul out there that did not get Queen Edwina's edict about how to behave on planet Earth, so it's off with their heads. One of the things I've noticed in my long, many years of doing forgiveness work is the only people that I ever have to forgive are those people who don't do things my way. And there seem to be a lot of them. And many of them drive in California, I'm just saying. So when I go within and before I go to sleep and ask myself, if I put anyone outside my heart, boom, they pop up. And I look and I think, what was I doing? What's the issue here? So first of all, I have to forgive myself tenderly and gently. Do you hear that piece? Don't beat yourself up. Forgive yourself tenderly and gently, the way you would forgive a little child who spilled the milk. Yeah? And then forgive them. We've got to forgive them. Because truly, just as you and I are always doing the best we know how to do, so are they. Yeah? And then my issue again is the control issue, honey. I know how you ought to behave. Do you hear that? I'm working on it. Pray with me. It's a process we're going through. You know, when I was telling someone this morning when I first started on my pathway of trying to be conscious about my spiritual evolution, I really didn't want it to be a do-it-yourself job. I wanted a guru, you know. So I followed around, you know. I read autobiography of Yogananda. I met Muktananda, followed any Ananda I could find. And I just wanted them to hit me with a stick, and then I'd be enlightened. And it was very disappointing. I was very disappointed when I found out that I had to do this work myself. So I wrote this book in order to explain how simple it can be if you are willing to get up off your assets and do your work. So I'm challenging you today to begin to tithe if you're not already a tither. If you're already a tither, I want you to hear this. Just take a deep breath. Tithing is the beginning of giving, not the end. Tithing is Dick and Jane giving. Some of you older folks like me will understand that. Tithing is Kermit the Frog giving, Dora the Explorer, Barney giving, pre-K giving. Yeah? If you're not there yet, you're losing time, baby. You better get after it. 1/10 of all back where you're fed spiritually on a regular and disciplined basis. And then watch with wonder as God gives the increase. The promise is, if you will do this, the windows of heaven will open for you. And I'm telling you, beloved friends, that the windows of heaven have opened for me. I have a beautiful 30-acre retreat center in North Alabama, in the foothills of the Appalachians in old Cherokee land. The Cherokees called my property the land of the grandmothers. A beautiful 7-circuit Cretan labyrinth made out of river rock, 56 feet in diameter. A meeting room that seats about 200 people. A chapel called Chapel of the Chalice. A grotto to the Black Madonna, to whom I have a devotion. And I've just put in this past week a prayer pyramid on the property. It's a very holy land. Very magnificent things happen there. It's completely paid for. No mortgage, no nothing. I went down and bought myself a Lincoln, wrote a check for it. I travel first class. I've been everywhere in the world that I have ever wanted to go. I have a wonderful staff. My two main people in my office have been with me over 20 years. I have full-time employees, 7, and 7 part-time employees. And I get to do exactly what I want to do in my life. It's called freedom. You have a right to that. You have a right to play with the big kids because I know who you are. No matter what you've done, been, said, whatever you've worked on in the past, that's the past. Right now is a new point of beginning to create your life exactly the way you want it to be. Age is no factor. Education is no factor. Gender, nationality, color of skin, no limitations on you. If you're willing to do your work, get that cup and go turn on the faucet and get your own water, girlfriend. You have to do your part. You have to tithe 1/10 of all back where you're fed spiritually on a regular basis. You have to forgive yourself and everybody else every day, all the time. You have to set clear-cut, tangible goals to say exactly what it is that you want. You have to get on purpose with your life. We'll talk more and in depth on all of these when we come together at 12:45. Now, I know that some of you may think that you have other plans this afternoon. I invite you to allow the Holy Spirit to change them. There'll be time for you to ask your questions. There'll be time for you to share whatever it is that you need to share. This could be your day of sacred breakthrough into that next realm of rich abundance. Because I know in the core of my being that it's the Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. It's the Father's good pleasure to give you this great, lovely present. But you have to show up and unwrap it. You have to open the box. You have to see what it is that's your part to do. One of the big questions that comes up for goal setters is, what must I change about myself in order to achieve this goal? Because if you had already done all the necessary changing about yourself, you would already have that goal. Yeah? So if you're willing to work at that level, I'd love to have you come and share this afternoon with me. There's no charge. It's offered on a love offering basis. I invite you, if you will, to go and call somebody that you care about and ask them to be here with you this afternoon so that you can take off the limitations that you've put on your life and let God work that miraculous, amazing healing of the small self, initiating us into greatness. You see, the truth is, you are the light of the world. There's never been anyone in the history of the world exactly like you. There never will be again. You are unique in the universe. You came with your own set of special gifts and talents and skills and ways of expressing love. And the world needs you. You are important. There are no throwaway people. Every single soul on this planet is important, and that includes you. And most of you have been diddling around long enough, and I'm here to love you enough to tell you the truth. Somebody this morning told me that I was known as the badass minister. I kind of like that, you know? Thank you so much. I want to close this morning with a quotation I'm sure many of you have already heard many times before. It is by a man by the name of Patrick Overton. And Mr. Overton writes, when you have come to the edge of all the light that you know, and you're about to step off into the darkness of the unknown, Faith is knowing that one of two things will happen. There'll be something solid to stand on, or you'll be taught how to fly. Flying lessons, 12:45, and I have taken names. God bless you.
Thank you so much, Edwin. Reverend Edwin, that was fantastic. Let's give her some more love. Some more love. And now my great pleasure to invite back to the platform Denise Rosier.
I love with the heart of God within me. I sing with the voice of God within me. I rest in the peace of God within me. Everything praises God within me. I know with the might of God within me. I pray with the faith of God within me. I trust in the power of God within me. Everything praises God within me. I am a safe and loving place, born of beauty and amazing grace. I laugh with the joy of God within me. I shine with the light of God within me. I am who I am because of God within me. Everything praises God. Everything praises God. Everything praises God within me. Praises God. Everything praises God. Everything praises God. Everything praises God within me.
Denise Rosier.
We do have great music. I agree, Reverend Edwin. Oh, that was fabulous. It's now time for us to share our gifts, our tithes, our offerings. So if the steward would come forward, please. So, if this is a day for you to give of your gift, I invite you to put it over your heart, hold it in your right hand, feel the love beating through it. And knowing that that love that is beating your heart is the presence of God. And then repeat after me. Divine love within me blesses and consecrates all that I am, all that I have, all that I give. I give freely. I give joyously. I give with love. And I love to give. I am so grateful for this moment. And so it is.
Pennies from heaven. All right, let's welcome in those children. Here we go.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine.